Welcome to the Floor Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording, and it is 4:05 p.m. and that is Central Time, and today is September 24th. Well, today we've had quite a bit of activity, and the force majeure at Freeport McMoran in the Grasberg mine in Indonesia has lent some support to copper. So we're looking at the COMEX contract, and that is bouncing from the 450 level. And this is certainly something that's helping to support some of the other copper mines outside of Freeport, because the Grasberg mine represents about 3.5% of total production for the entire world. So even though it's a relatively minor event on the news headlines, it's not insignificant from the perspective of the broader copper mining environment. What it helps to emphasize is that when you have a range like this, and copper has been mostly ranging since 2021, what it tells us is that supply and demand are in pretty much balance. And then when you get a surprise, well, then it throws that balance out of kilter and you get a response from the price. So then when we think about the impact that it has had on Freeport, well, that's a big decline. So it has dropped in a material fashion. But you can also see that it has been ranging since 2021. So it's a very clear reflection of how the broader market has been forming. Now, Southern copper, on the other hand, has been outperforming despite the fact that copper prices have been going sideways. And it rebounded in pretty emphatic fashion to test its all-time peak in here today. So we certainly have a bit more activity and I think greater appreciation right now of the upward pressure that we're seeing, at least on the fringe, for commodities. Now, this was also a rather active day in the wider market, where Wall Street was down a bit. I'm not going to say that it was down in a dynamic manner, that's simply not true. But the Dow Jones was down about 150 points. And then when we think about the oil price, it was up about $1.50. So that's demonstrating some support as it comes back towards the $70 level on Brent. Gold prices today were down about $30, so closing out the day at 37.36. And silver was also in negative territory in here today. And both platinum and palladium were down. Then Bitcoin, having been very weak